Hi everyone, this is DJ's Animation 100 here, and this is another update concerning a extended version of Project Shuriken. Just another short clip, about 16 seconds. So far, I have the rough pass completed, and now am currently on the second rough pass. For these first few drawings, I quickly roughed them out. For this past session, I did two extra drawings, which is this one here, and then the second drawing here. And the issue I ran into was that, as you can see, this style is totally different from this one, and this one is totally different from this one. So over the past few days, my style has changed. So my resolve is to have all of the previous drawings follow this style, because even though I'm in a rough pass phase of this animation, I really like this particular style. So I will be having fun going back to these previous drawings and redoing them. Not necessarily redoing them, but revising them to make sure they match with this one. So I may make a revision layer and do another rough check for these drawings to be on model with this one. 4 close-up drawings and then 2 mid shots here. But as far as any bugs that I found in the program as of yet, not really much here. All I did was change the shortcut keys from left and right on my keyboard and made them A and S, because I would rather all my shortcut keys be on my left hand while I'm drawing with my right. But off the top of my head or from the previous recording, I really didn't run into any bugs in the last session. Even if I did, it was solely based on my errors. So, and I guess I can give you a good example. I guess at first, when I changed the shortcut keys, at first it would not take A and S. Nothing would happen until I had the timeline selected, and that's when it started working. But I thought that the A and S keys for left and right will only work if the timeline was selected. But I later found out that that was not the issue, or that was not the case. So everything's fine with the shortcut keys for that. And I emphasized in the previous review or in the last session, I would rather, for the status bar down here, that it lets you know which frame you're currently on, your frames per second, what is your active frames per second here, and which active layer you're currently on. That would be handy, at least for me, when I have all of my windows out of the way and I'm solely focused on this canvas here. So it would be helpful to have all of that information at the bottom, so I would know. And that will also include, if I hit up and down on the keyboard, let's say I'm on rough 2 and I hit twice, I go back up here. Now you see I'm on the rough layer. So you can easily accidentally hit the up and down keys on your keyboard and think you're drawing on the right layer, which you would not be. The only other instance that you can override that is to make sure that your previous layers have opacity on them, or let's see, or you can simply click layers. Make sure you have the gray layer on, or you can have only the active layer you're working on to be set. So if you're working on the rough layer here, all the other layers would be hidden, but usually I would like to see them, so which is grayed out. But that's a workaround for that. But whenever possible, it would be helpful for the status bar to be of more use, to have the active layer, the active frame, and the frames per second all aligned down here. So when you accidentally press the up and down keys, or if you lose your way, then the status bar will tell you what layer, what number keyframe, and how many frames per second you're currently on. But anyway, that's all I have for now. As always, feel free to leave your comments at the bottom in the comment section. Currently, I am not taking requests until this is finished, but that should not stop you from putting down any comments or questions that you may have about this particular project, or about any questions you may have about Pencil 2D. This is DJS Animation 100 signing out. Thanks for watching.